Lesson 14, My Books. Now this is a poem and it tells us the relationship of children with their books. Now let me read out this poem to you. My Books by Anonymous. I love my books. They are the homes of queens and fairies and knights and gnomes. Each time I read, I make a call on some quaint person, large or small, who welcomes me with a hearty hand and leads me through his wonderland. Each book is like a city street, along whose winding way I meet new friends and old who laugh and sing and take me off adventuring. Now let me explain this poem to you. We begin with the first stanza. I love my books. They are the homes of queens and fairies and knights and gnomes. Now here the poet wants us to understand that the poet loves books, and it is also mentioned that the books are the homes of queens and fairies. Now you know who is a queen, a king's wife. And fairies, who won't love fairies? Fairies are wonderful people whom we meet in different storybooks, in the fairy tales. And they are loved by all children. Not only does the poet talk about queens and fairies, but also knights and gnomes. Now, who are these knights? Knights are brave soldiers on horsebacks. You can see picture which is given on the slide. And gnomes are nothing else but small characters in stories who are little men with beard and a pointed hat. Now in these two words, knights and gnomes, you may see the spelling written as K-N-I-G-H-T-S, but we do not pronounce the word as knights, but knights, and K is silent in this word. Again, gnomes. Here, G is silent. In English, we find many words which are having alphabets which are silent when we pronounce. For example, honest, H-O-N-E-S-T is pronounced as honest and not honest. Now we move to the next stanza. Each time I read, I make a call on some quaint person, large or small, who welcomes me with a hearty hand and leads me through his wonderland. Here the poet is telling us that whenever a book is read by the poet, he meets a person. I make a call means meets a person. The person is either pleasing and large or small. So sometimes the person that is a quaint person means a pleasing person, an interesting person, an amusing person, and the person can be large or small. This person welcomes the poet with a hearty hand. Hearty hand means enthusiasm, with love, wholeheartedly, and leads the poet through his wonderland. Wonderland is a beautiful world, and so the poet expresses how he loves books. We go to the next stanza. Each book is like a city street, along whose winding way I meet new friends and old who laugh and sing and take me off adventuring. Now here, as the poet reads the book, feels as though the poet is moving around a city street, and you know the city streets are always busy with people moving around. So as the poet is moving around the city, along the winding way I meet. Winding way means way which is twist and turned. There are many twists and turns on the street. And so as the poet walks along the streets, along the twist and turn of the street, the poet meets old friends who make the poet laugh and sing, and at times they take the poet for an adventure. Of adventuring means for an excitement, and so the poet expresses his love for books, where he enjoys reading it, meeting different characters like queens, fairies, knights, and gnomes, and also having a wonderful time entering into the wonderland and having an experience of adventure.